Okay, this following three segments are going to be covering research that was done by the Pew Research Center, and the link is provided in the description. Uh, Now, I just got done talking about how important it is that we read the Bible. Well, this information is, uh, you know, really showing us what, and it may be a few years old. I don't recall exactly when this particular research done was. It was done within the last few years. Anyway, the point is that it shows very clearly that we're not reading the Holy Bible as we should as being followers. Now, look at some of the groups. Some of the groups are awesome in reading the Bible, but unfortunately, those groups, and I'm not here to smear anybody's names, okay? But those groups are also reading a translation of the Bible that differs greatly, unfortunately. And the things that I've noticed dominantly in the translation are things are moved around. And if you move something around, well, our Heavenly Father said, do not remove or do not add to it. Well, if you move it around to make it mean what you want it to mean, in my opinion, that's just as bad. So, but look at their track record. Their track record of reading the scriptures is very good. But you have to keep that in mind, that if you were to take your King James Version, your New International Version, your New King James Version, your New Living Translation, your Contemporary English Version, your English Standard Version, and you take any of those and you compare it to the translation that they use, which you might also want to note that they didn't call it the Holy Bible. I think there's a reason for that, because they didn't want to be penalized when it comes to our Heavenly Father, because they know they move things around. And if we forget that our Heavenly Father's in charge, we're in trouble. Okay? I'm just telling you. If we forget that our Heavenly Father's in charge, we're in trouble. If you're saved or not, if you forget that our Heavenly Father's in charge, you're in trouble. Okay? Let's keep real here. Okay? Our Heavenly Father is in charge. And when He sends His Son back, that's going to be it. Now, you can either change your ways of living your life, and trust me, it's not a bad thing I'm promoting here. I'm talking about something great. If you found something wonderful, awesome, what would be the first thing you would want to do? Is you'd want to share it with somebody and show somebody, look at this awesome thing. And that's what I'm doing, okay? Except I've known about this for a long time. But I've also been a minister for a long time. I've been a servant of our Heavenly Father for a long time. So this all makes sense coming from where I've been and what I've seen and what I've experienced. But I'm trying to explain to you, the reading of the Holy Bible is an independent thing. It is great to see people at church. It is wonderful to see people go to church. It's a show of devotion, but that's not being a Christian. Actually, there isn't one thing in the Bible that says go to church. It doesn't say that at all. It doesn't say go to church. But what it does tell you is that you have to be a good person. Now, you wouldn't know that unless you read the Holy Bible. Now, you can take my word for it. I recommend you don't. The only reason I recommend you don't is because I'm urging you to read the Holy Bible, so that would defeat my purpose. Not that I would sway you to the wrong direction. No, I would never do that. That would just be wrong on my part. Then I would be messing myself up in terms of my service to our Heavenly Father. And I don't want to do that. So this is important. And I'm bringing it to your attention because this is research that was done by this organization, Pew Research Center. And you can go and look at the different researches they've done. Apparently, they're a pretty broad research center because they've done a lot of research. This is just a very small section of the research that they do at the Pew Research Center. So please understand that these are accurate to some degree numbers based on the survey that they did, even if they were only of 10 people. Now, this is another one on the same thing, the frequency of Bible reading. Come on now. These numbers need to be higher. we need to have some 90s in there, 100s in there, okay? And I know we have other things to do in our life. Trust me. But one thing we can't miss out on is our Heavenly Father and having a relationship with Him every day. Do you get married and then when you go back to the house, you go to one house and your spouse goes to another? Absolutely not. So why would it be that way when you get baptized? When you get baptized, you take the Bible with you. You take it home. You take God home with you. You start reading and finding out what God is all about and what He wants for you. And what He wants for you is beautiful. It is awesome. And I can't stress that any more than that. It is pure awesomeness. I mean, His love is beautiful. And when you learn the truth about what is going on because you've personally read it, first of all, you're just going to feel better about yourself all around because now you know. And when you know K-N-O-W, you're going to know K-N-O-W. And that means something. I can't put a label on what it means, but I'm telling you, to me, knowing, having that knowledge, that spiritual understanding is something I would never want to go without. Now, we're reaching the end of this segment. Please understand the importance of reading the Holy Bible because as the Pew Research Center's survey shows, we're not doing it enough. All right, well, this is going to come close to the end of this segment. So the next one is coming up. So thank you for being with us for this one.